Hi, it's Jane with Scraptastic Yarns. Well, I thought I would do the Halloween Spooky Tag. Why? Just because it's a lot of fun. Alright, what is your favorite horror or Halloween themed song? That's a toss-up between Monster Mash and Thriller. You really need to listen to the words of Monster Mash. You might think differently of what the song's about. Name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or in an abandoned building. I would think that would be a dark entity. Sometimes you can feel them and sense them around you. So yeah. Most likely that. Have you ever played with a Ouija board? Yes. When we were younger, my mother had gotten a Ouija board, was interested in it. Thought it might be a little fun. However, she did a lot of research in it, determined that we needed to be very careful when we opened those portals and make sure that we close them so that dark evil doesn't come through. So yeah, I have played with the Ouija board. Favorite horror monster or villain? That's a toss-up. I've always liked Freddy Krueger. I never thought that he was dangerous or scary, but I just like the humor. I know, kind of strange like that. As far as monster, I would probably say Frankenstein. The creepiest thing that's ever happened while you were alone. The creepiest thing that has ever happened to me while I was alone was actually seeing something move across a room. This was a house that I'd lived in quite a while ago, probably about 40 years ago. And I was sitting in the room and I watched an object move from one side of the room to the other. I'd always felt that the house was haunted, and sure enough, it was. If you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? Probably not. Although I did for many years. But I wouldn't do it again. Are you superstitious? Now, many of you know that I call that superstitious. So not really. My husband's father was very superstitious, and the first time I met him, I'd gone out one door, came in another, and he literally had a fit of hysterics. They had to go back out the door, just come in, and come back in the one that I had originally come out of. So yeah. Do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? Yes, I have. I won't go into it other than yes, I have had that happen once or twice. That's enough. Do you prefer gore or thrillers? Thrillers. Gore, I was a registered nurse. Gore doesn't affect me one bit. I've seen things that you can't imagine. But thrillers, because it builds up that suspense and then gives you that little jolt so that you get the release of the suspense to rebuild it back up. So I like thrillers. Do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? Yes, I do. I think that's why sometimes we'll see things out of our peripheral vision, is because we are getting a glimpse into that other parallel world. Have you ever made a potion of any sort? Oh, yeah. Yeah. We all do it. Anytime we make a cup of tea, coffee, you name it, that's a potion. Or if we're cooking, that's a potion, for those of us. But as far as potions, yes. I have made sprays to help cleanse my home and also for some other things. So yes, I have made potions. Do you scare easily? Not really. Have you ever played Bloody Mary? Nope. 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 Do you believe in demons and the devil? Yes, I do. I think that you can sense when someone is under a demonic force. To be quite honest, if you have ever looked at some of these serial killers like Charles Manson, you can see he is clearly entertaining a demonic figure. That's where I'm going to leave it. You're home alone, but you hear footsteps in your house. What do? I have heard that quite often, even here. We believe, Thomas and I have always believed that there was a ghost here because oftentimes we would smell toast. We would smell someone smoking. And in this building, these apartments, you're not allowed to smoke in the apartments at all. I have heard footsteps, and generally I will just say hello. I honor your presence. And that's the end of it. If you got trapped in one scary movie, what would you choose? That's a hard one. Probably Scream, because it's a combination of thriller and comedy. So, yeah. If you could only wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? A fairy. That's a fun one to wear. Fairy. Would you ever go to a graveyard at night? Yes, and I have. I don't know if many of you know, but in the past, one of my favorite things to do was to go and do charcoal rubbings of graveyard markers, headstones, tombstones, especially the older ones. So yeah, I have. In a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? A machete. Simple. We have a machete here at the house. We have used it for protection more than once. When we lived in Norfolk, Thomas, I had gone to visit my children in New Mexico. Two of my children were living with their father in New Mexico, and I'd gone to visit. And Thomas could hear police and heard someone run through into the backyard, and then he thought he heard him turning back, so he came to the back door. They busted through the back door. He placed the machete against their neck, basically told them there can only be one. The fellow ran back out into the yard into the arms of the police officer, kept telling him there's a crazy man in there with a sword, threatened to kill me. Policeman laughed. One of the police officers came in and asked him about it, and he said, well, I have a machete. I mean, he broke into the door, so, he tried to tell me his girlfriend lived here, and I assured him his girlfriend did not live here. And he said, I just placed it against his neck and told him he had to choose death or life. So, yeah, machete. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick-or-treating? Trick-or-treating. Definitely, trick-or-treating. You're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? I'm probably the skeptic. Yeah. Do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep? Nope. One exception. Well, two exceptions. The movie Paranormal and The Exorcist. Yep. Those two did me in. Whilst watching scary movies, are you the person who yells at the characters, the person with their eyes covered the whole time, or the person who falls asleep? I'm yelling at the characters. Why are you going in there? What, are you stupid? Stop! Yeah, I'm that person. Are you the one who gets scared or the one who does the scaring? I've done both. Favorite scary book? The very first scary book that I read was The Shining. And let me tell you, when you are reading that at home, alone, and this is before any of the movies came out, and you don't realize that your boyfriend has walked in and they walk in and say hello, let me just say, blood-curdling scream. So yeah, that was it. How old were you when you saw your first horror movie? I was probably about 10, 11. And even then, it was a very old movie. It was Dracula and also Frankenstein. You know, the ones with Christopher Lee, Vincent Price, Bela Lugosi. And, you know, at the time they were scary. Now I look back at them and I think they're kind of campy. But, yeah, those were probably the age. What was your first Halloween costume? If I remember correctly, it was a fairy. I made my mother buy me one of those little jeweled crowns. Had a little tutu dress, and she made some wings out of something for me, and I was a fairy. So, you see, I like being a fairy. If you could have a spooky Halloween pet, black cat, owl, bat, rat, wolf, what would you pick? Black cat. Black cats have a very different personality. Find them interesting. Although I do like bats too, so who knows. I did at one time have a wolf. It was part wolf, German Shepherd wolf dog. Really big dog, hard to manage, but very lovable. So there's that. What is your favorite Halloween candy? Reese's Cups. Or malted milk balls. Yeah, I have two. What is your favorite type of paranormal, supernatural creature? Example, vampire, werewolf, ghost, etc. Fairies. But are they paranormal, supernatural? Maybe not. Probably a werewolf. I don't understand how they change into a werewolf, where their muscles are bigger and all that kind of stuff, and then when they wake up, they're back to normal, because it always looks like they're bigger than they were as a person. I don't think that's possible, but I'll say that's one of my favorite. Alright guys, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this little fun tag. And I wasn't tagged in it, although Heather from the Crochet Witch said any of those of you who would like to do it, go for it. And I thought, since it's Halloween this month, why not? Alright, I'm going to leave the questions down below. If you would like to join in on the tag, please do so. You can do it either below, answer some of those questions. Any one of them, two of them, one of them, three of them, however many. Alright, let's have some fun, get to know one another. And remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Get out there and see this big, beautiful world. And let's live a little bit of a kinder, loving life these days. Alright, see you guys soon. Bye.